Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is a paid request, this time for Richard. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, randomness, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below, pretty much under any of these videos. And again, this is the series of videos where I got a little cut on my tongue over here. So it may seem a bit annoying, but I'm going to do my best. If you're wondering what this is, it's my phone. Because Richard had a couple questions about DVD collecting. I wanted to get to each one, so I wanted to remember them. He says, "Hey Matt, can you record a video talking about your history with the DVD format? What were the first DVDs that you bought? When did you start collecting? What made you want to start a collection? What were your favorite genres to collect for? How does DVD collecting compare to Blu-ray and 4K collecting? Do you still buy DVDs? If you start collection now, would it be Blu-rays or 4K? What are some of your best YouTube memories related to DVD collecting?" So, let's start from the beginning. What were the first DVDs that you bought? I don't remember. I can't remember what the first DVDs I bought, because I remember that the DVDs were starting to pop up around 1997, because I think Twister was one of the first DVDs to be out there. And I think as a family we didn't really get into DVDs until probably 2000, 2001. I think that was also around the time where, growing up, the place to get movies would be in Fairmont, Minnesota. I grew up in Iowa, but you had to go across the border to get to a town worth a bit. Now, there's a store I went to a lot as a kid. It was called On 2. But those were the last days of it. It became, I think, a Sam Goody. And it was technically the same, but it just didn't have the same spirit as On 2 did. So I think it was around that transition when, okay, you had DVDs coming in. And I thought, wow, okay, this is a cool format, because, believe it or not, one of the things that enticed me was, wow, you don't have to rewind shit. Because growing up in the days of VHS, that was one of the annoying things about VHS tape. You had to rewind it, and it took forever, it seemed to rewind, and then sometimes it felt like, or sounded like, your VCR would explode, or have a stroke, was rewinding stuff. And sometimes when it was rewinding, something would screw up, and like, oh, what the fuck? Oh, the film got caught. Or, damn, the VCR ate the tape. So the fact you could, boom, start it, go back, wow, just a few clicks, go back to the beginning, awesome. Or, scene selection, what the fuck? And also, wow, there's features. I remember being so gung-ho, like, there's trailers? Wow, there's trailers on this? I mean, there were trailers on VHS, but it's like, wow, you just go to them and pick it, and the simplest things impressed me back then. So I don't know what the first DVDs were. I would assume it would include the Rambo films. I think at the time there was that American looking Blu-ray DVD set, not Blu-ray, DVD set. I think it was like silver cover. It had the 3 movies in there. I think that was a part of it. Because that seems to be early memories. I think also an early DVD was 7, because of the packaging, and wow, like, they got all this stuff on there, and commentaries, really? Like, they didn't even think of the term commentary. And also, I would say another thing that got me into it, funny enough, and I pulled these out. I had more of these, but sadly, these are the only ones that are left. There's magazines back in the day when DVDs were becoming a new thing, and these were from 2001. Total Movie. That was the name of the magazine. And each time you bought a magazine, they would have this DVD or that DVD. They'd have a DVD in it. And I don't know how long it lasted, but each month, if you subscribed to it or if you just bought it off the shelf at like wherever, these would be at that OnTube/Sam Goody store. There's a magazine, and wow, you get this DVD. So yeah, it must have been before that. So probably in 2000 when we got the DVD player. So like in this one, it would have trailers, short films, DVD extras, and other stuff. Advertisements. So you can barely, well, you can see a little bit there. So for example, trailers for Hannibal, Do Where's My Car, Castaway, Valentine, Proof of Life, The Family Man, Legend of Drunken Master. Short films like Rock and Roll Frankenstein, The Friendly Cowboy, The Best Man. DVD extras, Behind the Menus of Alien Legacy, Rocky Horror Picture Show. The trailer for Shaft, Behind the Scenes of Groove, Behind the Scenes of Me, Myself, and Irene. I just stuff to really entice people about the DVD format, as well as if you're a fan of movies, this is what's coming out. So like this one, you see there's Tomb Raider, which I actually like the first Tomb Raider. And you have the trailer for Tomb Raider, Memento, Enemy of the Gates, Monty Bone, The Mexican, Double Take. Short films like The Killer Bean 2. The Killer Bean 2 was kind of a short animated film where a bean did some John Woo two-gun slow-mo stuff. DVD extras, trailer and behind the scenes of Rocky, trailer and extras for the Clerks Uncensored cartoon, when Kevin Smith was worth a shit. Trailers for stuff coming out on DVD like Blair Witch 2, The Warriors. And then so I remember this being like a cool motif, which they never do this kind of stuff nowadays. Could you imagine a magazine coming out that had free 4Ks or let alone Blu-rays? But back the other day in 2001, you had this magazine. Maybe that's why the magazine didn't last long, but I wish I could find more of these things. I guess I never did check eBay, but I mean, granted, there's a trails you can now find on YouTube, but I like the novelty of it. So, you asked when did I start collecting? I don't know if I was really collecting at that time. The family would get DVDs when we can and when we can afford it. But it was also mainly, also VHS was still a thing as well. Not a primary thing, but still a thing as well. Blair Witch Project, 1999, I saw that on VHS tape for the first time. But I want to say it was probably around 2002, give or take, when I graduated from high school, went from Iowa to Texas, and got a job, was working, and since making my own money, save a little bit, go out, and in the town there was a store, the two best stores I ever went to. As a kid was On To. As a teen, it was Hastings. Hastings was a store I looked at a lot. In fact, also online, which sadly Hastings is no more. A lot of DVD collecting was from Hastings, either in that store or especially their online stuff. Because I remember the online website. Yeah, they were used, but you can find a lot of movies for like $3, $5. If you got enough, you get free shipping. So free shipping, and then movies are costing $3 or $4 or $7. So a lot of things were able to be picked up. Also, there was another place called Stuff Etc. Kind of not Salvation Army, but kind of like Salvation Army, where it's used stuff, but people don't give it away for free. They give it there, and then whatever is sold, if enough of your items sold, you get a percentage of the money. So a lot of times they would have DVDs that people would get rid of, and they'd be $3. But if they're there long enough, they'd be $1.50. So that's another place that got a lot of DVDs from. You say my favorite genres. I didn't really have any favorite genres, but there was a point in time where I was trying to collect a lot of actors. Meaning, okay, Jean-Claude Van Damme. What films of Van Damme do I not have? Okay, Dolph Lundgren. What films do I not have of Dolph Lundgren? Steven Seagal, which is why I got a lot of those shitty direct-to-video films. Because a lot of them was able to find, because a lot of them would be on that website and stuff for very, very cheap. I would say from 2002 to around 2006, that was like the big time for me DVD collecting. Would be at that time. I would even get like the Ninja Turtle cartoons that were coming on DVD in 2003 at Target, which is where I was working at the time. So I would, like Wesley Snipes, okay, what ones of his do I not have? And then it was a little bit of Gary Daniels, so that's where I would go. Not really genres. My favorite genres are action and horror, but I would collect more of martial arts, action stars. So I guess action stars would have been the primary thing. How does DVD collecting compare to Blu-ray and 4K collecting? Price. Like I said, back then, there'd be a lot more places in the real world to go out and find stuff. So price and opportunity, meaning locations, in person. Like I said, there was multiple stores, whether it be the place I worked at, Target. Near Target was a Best Buy, and could buy movies there, DVDs there. I then walked a little bit further away. There's a Hastings. There's a Half Price Books, which there'd be DVDs there. There'd be a whole good circle. Sometimes on a weekend, I would just walk from walking distance. Just walk around, check each one, find a lot of good deals. Or, if not, go Hastings.com. But again, sadly, Hastings is no more. Nowadays, good luck finding Blu-rays, 4Ks, less than $20. I mean, you find Blu-rays at times, yes, but maybe on eBay. But it's not as fun. It's not as much of a thrill to hunt. Or even then, it's still not as cheap as like Hastings was. There are a few websites, but it feels like they become much more expensive because other people are realizing just how important physical product is compared to back then, and because of much more streaming, much more digital, people buy and rent much more online, so you have less physical stores to carry stuff. And obviously if you buy online, there's also shipping, all this other stuff to put into it, or people up the price because they know DVD collectors and such. It's become much more of a niche market. I mean, I remember back to the day you could buy like video games. You could find PlayStation 1 games pretty cheap because they're almost being given away. Nowadays, I wanted to get Jackie Chan Stuntmaster for PS1 because I remember playing that back in the day. If you want to buy, you gotta pay $170. I'm like, I'm not paying $170 for that. Fuck that. But this is much more expensive, and that's why I just don't really collect much anymore. I mean, I'll buy something that I really, really want and like, but as you do tell if you've been on my channel for the past year or two at least, you notice I have not done a lot of Blu-ray updates because I really don't feel the need to buy. Either I got the ones I want, or the ones I want are not coming out because of rights issues or other kerfuffle that makes it not released, or no desire to. And you ask, do I still buy DVDs? Like I said, very, very rarely. I mean, I got a couple recently. They were not DVDs, but they were Blu-rays. I would say DVDs in itself, if there's a Blu-ray copy, I tend to more go towards the Blu-ray. But, like, do I still buy DVDs? Only if I have to. Or if it was really, really dirt cheap. Otherwise, nah, not really. If you were to start collecting nowadays, would you go for Blu-ray or 4K? I guess on that question, I guess I would say 4K, in the fact of, I look over here, I only have like 3 or 4 4Ks. Rambo 2, Rambo 3, The Batman, and I think Karate Kid Part 2. Yeah, I got that recently. There might be 1 or 2 more. Like I think Rad has the Blu-ray and 4K. But since I have so very few of those, well, I'd be curious to get The Evil Dead on 4K. I'd be curious to get other movies on 4K, but I'm not jumping to it because like I have the films. I have so many other films I need to watch, games I need to watch. I'm like, why am I spending it just to let it sit on a shelf and not see it for a fucking year or 3 months? I'm like, you know what? I'll just save that money for food and other stuff. So I guess as you get older, unless it's something I really, really want, I'm not going to go diving into 4K and stuff. Yeah, again, there's stuff I wouldn't mind, but if I don't get it, I'll live with it. What are some of your best YouTube memories related to DVD collecting? And that was the last question on there. I mean, YouTube memories. God, what the hell was I going to say? YouTube memories. Well, really, the one that comes to mind is the kindness of people. And I know that seems I'm blowing smoke up asses, but it's the truth. Like, and it's not official because it's never been released officially, But Deadly Outbreak, Jeff Speakman DVD-R, still works, still looks, damn, sorry, this cut on my tongue is really starting to hurt, I apologize. That's why it sounds like I'm slurring my words like I'm drunk. Placid Rocker sent that to me, and that was a very nice gesture. Till from Germany. I don't know if the guy is okay, I don't know if he's still around, but he would send me, graciously, some of the best packages I've ever had in my life, which is, oh my god, because he's overseas, Till, and I had it over region-free DVD player. I still have a region-free DVD player. And he was nice enough to send these gifts like, oh, here's Gleam in the Tube that was only released on DVD overseas with Christian Slater, and oh, here's this movie, and it's like, wow, this is so cool, this is so neat. It was always a joy to get a package from Till from Germany. And other people taking their time and their energy to send stuff. I remember there was a guy, I don't know if he's still around, who sent me, what was it, the James Bond stuff. That's how I was able to do the James Bond reviews. Which, by the way, people, I always say this, if you're ever open to me re-reviewing something, if you want to send a pay request for that, I could do that too. I don't mind reviewing something I've done in the past, because I can always do it better. Trust me, as much as I suck, I can always do it better. But yeah, like, the James Bond movie, like, that was a generous gift. The James Bond movies. And there's a lot of really nice people that would send stuff, and it was always a pleasure. I mean, Jonathan Lindsay has sent a lot of nice stuff. Just a lot of good people have sent stuff. And that's probably the best memories of YouTube and DVDs, is the kindness that people offered. Because they didn't have to do that, but they did it, and I don't know if they know how much I appreciate that. Bullshit. That's why I literally have a stack in the other room of notes that people would send with that. Kept them all, because that's how much I appreciate it. And people may think I'm lying about that. I'll even get it real quick. But yeah, that stuff always, I appreciate it tremendously. So bear with me. Once I find it over here. Here we go. People don't realize how much I appreciate this stuff. And this right here, like this stuff right here, but yeah, I keep it all. Like, John the Zuku. Or Corey. Or Major Pork Chop Express. Which, funny enough, I just recorded a review for Fall that he requested. And So I can't read the name on this, but Daz. Roger. Speaking of which, Till from Germany. I think this is literally something he sent. Yeah, this is to show how much he would fucking send. Let me get the... This is him writing. Hey Matt, how are you? Glad the package arrived. Though, thank you for 5 or so years of entertainment. Like, this is stuff he had sent. All this stuff. Platoon leader, sabotage with Mark Castro's Razorback. Invisible Target. Assault on Precinct 13. Jungle Ground with Roddy Piper. Deep Star 6. This is before the Blu-ray, so this was... They did a widescreen of the film. The Arrival, which that DVD has extras. Just as bare bones in the U.S. Films like Swimming Pool and Kill Zone with Donnie Yen. Final Approach. Future Sport with Dean Cain. Till. And it goes on and on. Like, this is stuff that I really do appreciate it. And like I say, people don't understand how much I appreciate this stuff. That's why I keep this, because, you know, there's a Jacob. This is yeah, Jacob. And yeah, it's just one of those things where I really appreciate the stuff that people do. Antlion Alpha. I don't even know if that guy is still around. Park, P-A-U-R-I-C. This one is from Open-Minded Movie Man Scott. Very nice guy. And there's more stuff on I mean, there's more and more, but and again, I keep it because I think that's the least I can do. Because they took the kindness to do that. Jonathan Lindsay, his letters are in there. He asked me to read them when he sends something. I think that's the least I can do. So yeah, the YouTube memories for DVDs is the kindness that those people and others have taken to redneck like me. So sorry if that went can't think of something smart to say. If that went long-winded. But a DVD is a good format. Like I said, it was cool to be able to not have to worry about rewinding, and didn't know about documentaries and special features and even, you know, trailers, and being a sucker for movie trailers. And back then like there was an internet, but it wasn't the internet of today. Like you didn't have YouTube and stuff back then. So even seeing movie trailers was a rarity, unless you saw maybe the channel E, which had literally a 30-minute block for movie trailers, but they were mainly newer movies that were coming out. Of course, again, nowadays you just go on YouTube, you find them. But yeah, it's one of those things that was just a very nostalgic, interesting point in history for movies where you have Blu-ray, better picture quality, and then they would force features to be only on the Blu-ray to get people to buy them more. Now they're doing the same thing with the 4K. Like the reason I got the Tri-Tape Part 2 4K is that it has a commentary of Ralph Macchio that's not on the Blu-ray. So now they're doing that. But I'm not. I did it for that. My friend got a 4K for me. But I'm not going to go crazy on the 4K. It's just too expensive nowadays. And just there's so many fucking movies and everything else to watch and games to play that I don't even have the time for it, so it is what it is. But still a lot of fond memories for it. Again, like pulling these out again brings me back to seeing these for the first time. Oh, that's what a DVD is, you know. Imagine being excited for something as quaint as this. But that's how it was back then. Very different world today. So, I mean, best DVD sets, he didn't ask that, but I would say the Alien Quadrilogy DVD set had that before the Blu-ray. And it folded, it felt like it would fold forever because there was a DVD of the theatrical, DVD of the director's cut, DVD of the special features. Then this movie. Alien Quadrilogy set and Dawn of the Dead, the 1978 film. That's definitely up there. In fact, I'll just show that over here. Sorry for all this getting up and back again. Let's see, go over here. I have to remember where I put it, yeah. For when I did my commentary, yeah, this set here. Definitely one of the best DVD sets to me. Back in the day, you had stuff like Anchor Bay and other stuff. But yeah, different world back then. But with that said, thanks Richard once again. Hopefully this suffices. Yeah, I apologize for the way I talk. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.